Introducing Tell of His Power series. There is power in our world, much power, and it comes in various forms. Over the last 100 years, those of mature ages have seen great strides in the generation of power, and there's been the development of, well, power. It's come from a variety of sources such as hydro, coal, gas, oil, thermal, wind, sea, nuclear, and more. But there's also been a development in the power in the transport industry, some engines now producing into the thousands of horsepower. And there's been a development in the power of world political movements, which control property markets, financial markets, environmental and domestic and moral standards. But there's been a development in the area of power, natural disasters, moral decline, family violence, that being in the negative sense. So while there's been a lot of positives in the development of power, there's also been a lot of negatives. But do you think there possibly could be some power of another dimension that is absolute power, completely positive and totally regenerative and not bound or governed by the elements and forces of this world? Well, that is what this series, Tell of His Power, is all about. In my wife's and my own earlier years of child and youth, we spent in the two-dimensional realm, that is the mental and the physical, just real and typical Kiwi young people. But it was in our mid-20s when our family came along that we discovered the third dimension, the spiritual. That was 40 years ago in 1983, and I have to say the power that has emanated from our God and transferred into our lives that we've experienced, the power that is beyond human comprehension. You know, what God has done for my family and myself, I surely want that for you and your families. Join in this series as I tell of His power. The 6-part series includes 1. The power of God. We'll look at 3 aspects of power in this message. 2. The power of His love. Christ loved us so much that He died for us, but His love extends so much further than this one selfless act. 3. Christ gives the victory. Total victory through the power and example of Jesus Christ. 4. What Christ's victory means to us. This has to mean so much to us. His victory gives us the power even over death and the grave. And 5, our nature and Christ's nature. If God is so powerful and we are so limited, is there any similarity between the two? And number 6, the power of the acts of prayer. How is your prayer life? Do you share your answers to prayer with those around you? To have a vibrant prayer life, that is like tapping into the source of all power. Come along on the journey, and may the Word of God speak to your heart through this series.